Hello everybody. Let's get the volumes up please, and you might want a highlighter for this. Okay. All right, this is test remediation for block 4. Let's make sure that we're showing all our work on both sides. We're going to demonstrate it here, and then you need to show the same work on the other side. Okay, so one of the most missed problems actually is an oldie but a goodie, where we're dealing with slopes and passing through points. So the first thing is we see that we have a slope of 1/2. Okay, well immediately I know that I can find the slope for all of my answer choices by doing the opposite of A over B. So let's write that. Slope would be opposite of A over B. So for each one of these, I'm going to find my slope. So A is 1 and B is 2. So the opposite of A over B would be -1 over 2. Notice slopes don't match, so it can't be that one. Here, A is 1 and B is -2. Opposite of A is -1 over B is -2, and that simplifies to 1/2. Notice that slope will match. And if you look at the way these are written, you're going to have the same slope all the way down. And now we've got to figure out which one of these passes through the point 4, -3. Well, I'll tell you a shortcut. You could actually put these in Desmos and see which ones pass through the point 4, -3. So when you're doing this one, feel free to check it, but we do want to go through the motions in case this is a non-calculator problem. So we're going to show our work on both sides. What we're going to do is we're going to plug the 4 in for X and the -3 in for Y, and we're going to see which one gives us a true statement. So I'm just going to start with this one. It's a 4 minus 2. I'm going to go ahead and put a blank equals 2, and we're going to put a -3 in there. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. It's 4 minus 2 blank equals 7 this time, and we're going to put a -3 in there. And it's 4 minus 2 blank equals 10, and we're going to put a -3 in there. So a -2 times a -3 is a +6. So this is 4 plus 6. It's not equal to 2. This is going to be 4 plus 6, which is 10, not equal to 2. And this would give me 10 equals 10, because 4 plus 6 is 10. So the last one is the correct answer. All right. Also, keep in mind you could pop this in Desmos to double check it, and what you will find is you will find the point 4, -3 falls on this line. So make sure you show all your work here, but check it with Desmos. Okay. All right, let's put a heart up here next to question number T1. And now next most missed. The reason why this was the most missed is because the variable is solved for over here, but it's not written in the order you would like it to be. Typically, you're used to seeing B equals on this side. So y'all, since we have a variable that's solved for, this is substitution. So we're going to use the substitution method. Let's write that down. And so since we've got B equals, that means this right here is going to get plugged in where B is. All right. So let's go ahead. We've got -8A plus 9 blank equals 12. And I'm going to put 3A plus 14 in the blank. I didn't make that big enough. We need a big blank. Need a big old blank. So now I'm going to put 3A plus 14 in the blank. Okay, we're going to distribute here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down the negative 8a, and I'm going to distribute 9 times 3. That's going to be 27a. 9 times 14. Let's grab us a calculator. 9 times 14 is a positive 126. And then bring down equals and bring down 12. And now we're going to combine like terms. So a negative 8 and a positive 27 is a 19a. Let's bring everything else down. And we're going to subtract 126 from both sides. Uh, 12 minus 126 is negative 114. And now we're going to divide both sides by 19. And we get negative 6. Okay, we want to be very careful because the tendency might be to answer negative 6. But let's read. What is the value of B? Very important. This is not the correct answer. Okay, so what we got to do is plug this back in and find out what B is. So I'm going to plug it in right here. 3 blank plus 14 equals B, and A goes right there. It's negative 6. So now this is negative 18 plus 14, which gives me a negative 4. So the correct answer is negative 4. Okay. Notice what is the value of B. That is the reason why negative 6 is not the correct answer. Also, if you wanted to check your work, you could go in Desmos and you could put an X in place of A and a Y in place of B. Put this in one line, put this in the next line, and find the intersection. So what I want you to do is I want you to write right here, alternate, find intersection in Desmos. Okay. We do want to show our work here though, just like we did on the left hand side, and yes, you can check it in Desmos. Okay. All right, next most missed problem. We've got a system, says find the solution. Okay, so notice we've got y equals, so that's going to be substitution. So let's go ahead and write substitution again. So my negative 2x plus 1 is going to go in place of y. So we get 4x plus 2 and a big blank equals 2. And we're going to put negative 2x plus 1 in the blank. Now we're going to distribute here. So I can bring down my 4x. 4 times negative 2x is negative 4x. 2 times 1 is a positive 2. Bring down my equals, bring down my 2. My next step, something weird takes place. 4x minus 4x is actually gone. So my variables all cancel out. Okay, we're going to take some notes on two options here. When all variables cancel, let's write this with me. We have two options. We've got the option of winding up with a true statement, which would be something like 0 equals 0. It could be something like 5 equals 5. We could also have the option of winding up with a false statement like 0 equals 3, or something like 14 equals 7. Okay, these are false statements. All my variables are gone. Well, if it's a true statement, that's many solutions. If it's a false statement, that's no solution. So those are your two options. Okay, so true is many solutions when we're left with the true statement. When we're left with the false statement, that's no solution. So let's look at our problem up here and see what we're left with. We're left with 2 equals 2. So that is a true statement. So infinitely many solutions here. Okie dokie. All right, let's put us a star up here. All right, and the last one. All right, this is a systems word problem. We've got hot dogs and sodas, and we've got a total. So here's a total, and here's a total. And it's asking me for the cost of 1 hot dog and 1 soda. So let's let H equal cost of a hot dog. And y'all, I am not going to use S for soda. Let's use, I don't know, D for soda. Okay, cost of a soda. And yes, you can just as easily use X's and Y's. Okay, so let's write this out. 8 times the cost of a hot dog added to 5 times the cost of a soda equals $25.50. And then 4 hot dogs times the cost of a hot dog plus 3 sodas times the cost of a soda is $13.50. And now we need to work this out. We're going to work this out by elimination method. Nothing will eliminate right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this bottom by -2. So I'm going to come right over here. I've got -8H. I distribute to there and get -6D. And I distribute here, and don't be shy, go ahead and get your calculator out. Do -2 times 1350, and you're going to get -27. I'm going to slide this over. 8H plus 5D equals 2550. Okay. All right. And now that cancels. I can combine straight down, and I get -1D. I combine here, and I think I get -$1.50. Divide both sides by -1, and I get $1.50. So basically what this says is the cost of 1 soda is going to be $1.50. Now I need to plug this back in, so I'm just going to go right back up here and plug it in right there. So it's going to sound like 8H plus 5 blank equals 2550. And I'm going to plug $1.50 in the blank. Okay. So now we've got 8H plus, go ahead and pop this in the calculator. 5 times $1.50. We get $7.50. And now we have a 2-step equation. So we're going to subtract 750 on both sides. So we got 8H equals 2550 minus 750 is $18. And now we divide both sides by 8. We get $2.25. $2.25. Now, here's where we got to be careful. This says how much for 1 hot dog and 1 soda. So we actually have to add a hot dog and a soda together. So we got $1.50. We're going to add $2.25. And we get $3.75. So be careful with your questions. Notice it says, how much does a hot dog and a soda cost? So we had to add those together. Okie dokie. Let's just test a blast from the past. Right here, if you could tell me about parallel lines. There's something significant about parallel lines. Let's write it right there. Hope you guys have a great day.